I thought, what if there's a chat? Initially, Jose AI is just a chatbot. Eh. So what if there's a chatbot that will answer all of these questions, and then they can get guidance from the AI itself on how they learn the skills they need to start their remote work career.
Hi, I'm Jules from Kaka Computer and I'm here at eHeads 22. Today I'm here with
Alan, City of PDAX. Hello po.
Ayan. So, you sir, you just had your talk today. Can you tell me what you anong topic mo today, what you tackled?
Sure. So since eHeads is a meetup of engineering heads, we have engineering managers, VP of engineering, CTOs, and the topic is agentic workflow. I described to them how their mindset of being an engineering manager or engineering leadership is the same as vibe coding. The popular joke is engineering managers are the original vibe coders. So instead of giving a ticket to a dev, you give a prompt to agent, and there's a lot of similarities between the two.
Okay, anong mas madali? Mag-prompt ng dev or ng agent?
Mas madali pa rin dev. Mas madali pa rin dev.
Okay.
I mean, at least AI, walang drama sa buhay. Pero at least yung dev, pwede mo kausapin ng matino at magbigay ka ng high-level stuff.
Okay.
Yung AI, matalino at bobo at the same time. So, mahirap.
Tama. I read about PDAX. Can you tell me more what's PDAX? And also, I have a question later sa crypto, pero go ahead.
Sige, so we're a crypto exchange company here sa Philippines. You could download our app, register there, and buy tokens. We also have a few more financial assets, more than tokens like golds and bonds.
Oh, okay. So one question I have is, ano yung thoughts mo sa current view ng Filipino people sa crypto, and do you believe that's fair?
It depends on what view. Ano tong kumakalat na view?
Hindi naman, like, are they taking it well? Are they adapting to it well? Because I know that merong stereotypes on crypto. Do you think that's fair? Na talagang meron dapat hesitance or like fear?
Well, you should still be responsible for your own money. So that's fair naman. We have people who are actively trading. We have people who are just investing. We have people who are crypto native. We have people who are coming from more traditional finance. So we cater to a lot of people naman. It's up to, wala namang pilitan dito. Kung gusto mo mag-trade, syempre, good. Trade with us, please. Pero wala namang pilitan dito.
Okay. So I do have a lot of thoughts kasi ako, I'm a student, diba? And to me, crypto is like, I'm very curious. And I also hear na malaki yung kitaan with crypto, I guess the same naman with any field in tech. Do you feel like that's still the same for Philippines, especially with the trend ng AI? Parang it's still one of the it's still a lucrative career path?
Which yung career path is pagte-tech?
No. Yung pag-exchange.
Sa crypto. Not financial advice. Pero yes, it's still pretty lucrative naman. The market is down right now, so it's a good time to buy. Actually, para again, not financial advice. Pero it's typical when the market is down, you buy. When the market is up, you sell. Up to you kung ano yung risk tolerance mo, up to you kung ano yung diskarte mo. So, to each his own naman. Pero syempre, do your research first. Don't just wag ka masyadong magpapa-hype on certain things. With the age of AI, there's a lot of things you could learn. If you see a token, you're not familiar with it, you could ask ChatGPT, Gemini, or whatever, and learn more about before you actually put in your money.
Okay, so one advice for someone who's gonna try PDAX today?
Just try it out. Do your research. Figure out which token you want to invest on. Eh, siguro kahit start lang muna sa investment, not necessarily actively trading.
Okay, so I have questions na medyo fast talk type.
Sige.
So number 1 is one word to describe your leadership style.
Dynamic.
Wow, okay. Next is your favorite way to evaluate engineers.
Impact.
Number 3 is the most overrated tech skill.
Most overrated text. Any specific technology, programming language, or framework.
Sorry, off?
Any specific language. Kasi it moves very fast eh.
Okay. Most underrated tech skill.
Project management.
Whoa. Okay. Hire for skill or attitude.
Pwede bang both?
Okay. Okay, pwede. One tool your team can't live without.
I guess Git.
Okay, one red flag for an engineer.
Red flag from engineer. Pag nagnakaw siguro.
Ah,
Well, I mean, bihira na mangyari. No? If you don't learn from your mistakes.
oh. One green flag in an engineer.
Green flag. Focus on the outcome, not on the output.
Okay, what's one tech trend that you think is overhyped right now?
Tech trend, overhyped. Mahirap pa. It's all AI right now eh. So ano ba? Pero AI is hyped, maybe overhyped, but it's really useful.
Okay, if you could redesign, you studied here in the Philippines, IT
Yes.
tech, yes.
Yes.
If you could redesign how they study, what would you change?
Not so much eh. Not so much. Most schools will teach fundamentals. They rarely will teach you specific skills or specific technologies. Kasi nga, by the time you graduate, iba na eh.
Okay.
So, focus sa basics.
Okay. What's a question you wish more people ask engineering leads?
Kung kamusta na kami.
Okay. That's
Sige,
good. Ano yung other? Do you have other ones or yun na yun talaga?
Hindi, more like kung anong gusto nila talangin, okay na.
Okay. So, last one. For aspiring engineers or future engineering leads, what's one skill that will matter in the future that you think they should study?
Communication skills.
Okay, I think that wraps up our interview for today. Thank you so much, sir, for attending.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
eHeads is a fellowship designed to support engineering leaders in building high-performing teams, navigating team challenges, and transitioning into tech leadership roles. Through peer-to-peer learning, mentorship, and shared experiences, eHeads members gain the skills and confidence to excel in their roles.
Hi everyone, so I'm here at eHeads 22. I'm Jules from Kaka Computer and I'm here with...
I'm Franz, the founder of Josie AI.
Right, and today we're just going to talk about Josie AI, how was that experience, where did the idea, how did it come to life? So if you could tell me more about where did it start?
Yeah, so Josie AI came from the idea of the people always asking how to be a virtual assistant or how to be work remotely, work from home. So we saw a large number of questions from remote work group, like virtual assistants and any work that relates to remote work. So many people are interested because the transportation situation here in the Philippines is could be improved, and I think that's one main reason. Aside from that, virtual assistants are also earning in dollars. So basically, the earnings compared to local job is much more compared to local employment. So what if there's a chat? Initially, Josie AI is just a chatbot. So what if there's a chatbot that will answer all of these questions, and then they can get guidance from the AI itself on how they learn the skills they need to start their remote work career. Because some of them are also want to be a digital nomad.
Right.
And digital nomad, you can work from every part of the world. So that's the start. And then eventually we thought, what if we, migrate it into a mobile app? Because there's some technicalities. Challenge. We got challenges in technicalities in terms of running it into a web app, and then eventually we decided to migrate it to mobile app. That's when it becomes Jose AI. So before VE Coach Jose, medyo mahaba.
Oh.
So when we migrated it to mobile app, naging Jose AI na lang siya.
Wow.
And then I thought, what if there's a program that they can follow through? Because the traditional courses are too long.
Right.
In one courses, usually 3 to 4 hours yan. So, yung drop rate ng student is malaki.
Wow, that's some attention to detail.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
usually
yeah.
wouldn't think about
Yeah, yeah,
Of course,
oo.
even technical courses, di ba? 8 hours, 6
Yeah.
hours.
And most of the students are dropping off for like first half. Wala nang umaabot sa dulo. Yung very determined lang talaga yung umaabot sa dulo. And then kasi by nature, people are looking for another
Quick
thing
wins.
like quick wins. So I thought, what if we design the app to have quick wins, short bite-sized lessons that they can consume every day. So I thought, let's do a 20-day program. So in each day, there's I believe, 4 to 5 lessons that they can consume. And then from there, there's a quiz. And then there's a real task that they need to do. So in that kind of design, people will not overwhelm with the lesson. So they can
Yeah.
absorb it easily. Like there's actually a 8-hour lock to the next day lesson. So they cannot open it.
Ah!
Yeah, so they can, consume ng paulit-ulit yung lesson for the day. So they can really absorb and
This
know what
stops
to do.
them from like skimming.
Yeah,
Tapusin na lang.
That's what's happening the
Right.
usual, di ba? Kasi pagkatapos mo, mag-skim ka na, ano ba yung next?
Although I'm so guilty.
Yeah. But dun sa app, we added a timer lock, like 8 hours lock, so that they can, they can go back tomorrow. Kasi if they go through from day 1 to 20, ibig sabihin, hindi mag-work yung goal ng app.
Right.
So we design it to be bite-sized pieces lesson, tapos merong mga quizzes and tasks na they can consume. And then while waiting for the 8-hour lock, there's actually a different courses with the 3 categories: AI and automation, soft skills, and AI tools. So while waiting for the 8 hours, pwede nilang i-try.
Right.
Di ba? So hindi sayang yung 8 hours. If
So, by day 20, at least, yun, tatlo na. Pwede na yung
Yeah,
tatlo
yeah,
already.
yeah, oo.
Something I'm curious about, so you founded Jose AI. When did you consider hiring a team? Kasi I see that you have this attention to the details of how it starts to finish per user. So when did you hire a team? Did you do it alone?
I'm a solo founder actually. And then it's a 2-person team. My co-founder, which is my wife,
Right.
fortunately. I'm doing the product. She's doing the marketing internal process. Mamaya magtutok ako sa e-heads and i-discuss ko yung process kung paano namin siya in-automate. So since very lean team kami, which is 2 people, we need to be efficient in terms of process, no? We didn't really hire employees. Meron kaming mga tinanong na influencers or UGC, if you're familiar with
Yes,
UGC.
I'm
We asked them to, create a video for Josie, ganyan. But in terms of internal process of developing and marketing the app, dalawa lang kami.
Oh, Oh, and so another thing that I'm curious about is, I saw this in an article. I'm not sure if it's Manila Bulletin
Yeah.
or something that you mentioned na wala kayong actual experience as VAs or something. That's why you were curious na alam niyo yung process or the users alam nila yung process but they don't know the actual. Parang hindi nila na-try yung hands-on. So how did that happen? Did you consider consultants na VAs talaga?
I think yung article, it says, yung VAs, they know about
Okay,
VAs
okay.
and they know about AI tools,
Right.
but they don't have literal hands-on experience on how to use the AI tools and what's the VA work looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a freelancer, and then si co-founder is a VA talaga. So we know the in and outs of freelancing and VA, how it works, ganyan. And then we translate it into the app.
Wow. So, something also I'm curious about. You guys are, I guess, successful na kayo dun sa field ng VA. Where did that advocacy come from na sharing it to Filipinos na here's how you learn, here's how to help you?
I think if you look outside, I mean, the literal problem of the country is transportation. And if you can learn a skill that will enable you to work remotely or work from home, that stress from commuting will mawawala na yun. And then other opportunities will open. Diba? And I'm really, empathy, yung, hindi ko, may empathy ako doon sa mga nagko-commute kasi I personally experienced it. Quick story lang nag-work ako dyan, malapit lang dito, like few blocks away. I'm from Cavite pa.
Me too. Okay. Yes, I came from Cavite today.
Saan sa Cavite?
Gentry.
Ang
Yeah.
Okay. Nag-work ako dyan, and then from Cavite. So like, 1 to 2 hours commute. Before pa yun Siguro 10 years ago.
Before PTEX. So,
Before PTEX. Yeah,
So,
before PTEX.
okay.
So, basta yun.
Okay.
And then, 3 months lang yung tinagal ko. Kasi sabi ko, hindi ko kaya yung commute. Masyado siyang, what you call this? Masyado siyang mahirap for me. Kasi, nanghihinayang ako sa oras na tinatravel ko.
Right. Yung travel time, they call it invisible hours, yung before the
Yeah,
actual
oo.
work.
Hindi mo lang siya nakikita. Pero
Right.
pag kinompute mo sa isang araw, nagwe-waste ka ng 4 to 5 hours at worst. Dun
Right.
sa transportation pa lang. Pagpapasok ka, di ba? What if yung 5 hours na yon, you use that to work for clients na you can earn a side income?
Right. And it's dollars per
And
hour.
and it's in dollars per hour, di ba? So, sabi ko, what if I do freelance while doing the work? And then from there, if I'm confident enough, I'm gonna resign, tapos maghahanap ng work sa malapit, and then continue the freelancing. Until such time na yung freelancing is covered na yung full-time job,
Right.
and then I I did a leap of faith doon sa pag-freelance, and then that's yun na.
That's how it happened. Okay. Siguro,
The rest is
parting
history na.
advice for people, listeners who are considering that leap of faith. Ano yung magiging advice mo for them?
Ano ba? Technical ba tayo or in general?
Anything
any.
that you wish you could have heard.
Yeah, if you want to start a remote work career, make sure that you have a 6 months worth of savings. That's important kasi nung time na nag-leap of faith ako, nag-jump ako sa freelancing, basically I have, parang 1 month nga lang ata yun But I just, I took the risk because it's do or die. Kasi I really don't like the idea of wasting time in that commute. So I thought, do or die na. Gonna risk it, and then it should be like, alam mo yun, maging success doon sa career. Savings and constant learning about, especially AI. We are in an age of everything can be automated. So that's one goal of Jose AI din eh. So we want to teach VAs and remote workers to use these AI tools to, leverage their skills and to stand out. Because I hate to say it, but eventually some of the jobs of VAs will be automated, and fewer human virtual assistants will be needed in terms of businesses. So that's when Jose AI comes in. They learn the AI tools so that they can still be relevant in the next 2 to 3 years, because that's one thing that I'm seeing. That's why I really push that these remote workers learn the AI tools and upskill themselves, because I don't know, I'm hoping for the best, but in reality that's how the job market is.
Right, right. So I guess that was our episode. Savings and then go to those AI.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.